in talking about how the English, them people who so quick to call us savages, became quote-unquote civilized. He attributes this and their Christianization to the interests of Gregory the Great, who, as Yarrow, an Englishman, tells us, one day while walking along the slave market in Rome, saw for sale about 15 or 20 fair-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde-haired young people laying in dirt, barefooted, and bear in mind this is still an Englishman talking. And he asks the owner, who are they? And the owner says, they come from across the English Channel. If you're interested in buying them, you can have 3 for the price of 1 or any of the other slaves. He said they're cheap because they're only worth 1/3 as much as anybody else is worth. Blows your mind, doesn't it? And say the country that they come from is a place called Angleland. And Gregory is supposed to have said, he said then, are they Christian? And the guy said, are you kidding? Hell no, they're heathen. Hell no, they're heathen.
Alright, Jeff, Jack your shit. Volume 2. Limping, thinking you're pimping that slave vision. Ball and chain on your brain, locked in mental prison. Still not training, it's volume 2. What will you do when they decide to drop a martial law like our robot?
Let me remind the slave owners, the facts of jack back black diplomas. Call me awakened from comas, total darkness like melanin man, bun melanoma. Flow like a butterfly, sting like a venom-filled cobra.
Flying with Sun Falcon with Simon Phoenix. King Selassie I the first, burn out your white Jesus. Empress Menem, burn out your queen. And wear your soul on my art laws between the Sphinx paws.
Make the facts croak like frogs in mating season. I'm a patriot, but crackers say I'm high treason. When I bun the queen and pope, they both perpetrators. They both don't agree with my liberty and meditation.
The cauldron tipper stabbed the prince with the glass slipper, the ass kicker. Shoot the dyke and hit her, Mr. Not the misser. Molotov cocktails, my only need for liquor. Bun the Virgin Mary, Malcolm died for my sins.
They call me the Warfield Marshal, Mr. KEA. Let GSEO, so you know my camp don't play. The Demolition Man and Simon Phoenix. Charlie Whispers, the devil killing machine, that damn genius.
Jack your beauticians, the trigger and hustler overdoers. What you're actually seeing is a mirage, not trooper. Revolution kick-started with Huey Heights Newton. Kidnap the Pope and make him a model while we're skanking and shooting.
Also known as reoccurring threat to the beast system. Cause I'm always killing tracks where Babylon's the only victim. Some call me that racist nigga, you oxymorons. When you think the way your mind's at, my mind's at more
It's the backwood without the blend, unless it's cut up ends. People I used to call my fam and all my cut up friends. I spiked the dyke, drink with Clorox. Now she can't call more cops. Giving up info on relations between Nazis and warlocks.
T-shirts with TVs in them. Did y'all see that crap on Extra? Then they come with microchip to Dexia. Depend on Dexia to buy blogs. These guys front, posing in the videos, teaching youths how to stunt.
Plus pyramids in Las Vegas, gangsters and child rapers. Mob bosses run the money through the newspapers.
Yo, Babylon, what Babylon about their money makers? They taking lives and the money building skyscrapers.
Mel Lastman and Fantino,
doing what?
sitting in a tree.
Doing what?
K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Then there's Miller, guaranteed here to kill you. Went lengths to get defense from LAPD for Toronto, nigga.
Yo, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, Sonny le Batima, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Yo, that song's about children screaming, ring the bell. Cause brother Jacques lying on the altar bleeding. With his eyes closed, he's fighting back, his life is a demon. No more suppression, I'm spitting henchmanati lessons. Masons are brothers like 60 and 90 degrees at right angles, yet they move grimy. Jacques exposed Masonic secrets, all my soldiers behind me. They beat him to death, body bleeding, eyes closed like shiny. Had him covered in the cloth, calling, shouted, Turin. In a church, children watch, teary eyes blurring. Screaming, ring the bell, but Jacques' life is gone. And at the end of the song, you hear ding dang dong. A lesson to a bun playing cards. Cause playing cards plus tarot cards plus ID cards, it equals the playing cards of the past. Masons couldn't teach openly because even they were outcasts. They used the deck of cards to teach the use the rituals. Now they separate the decks and say the tarot cards are more spiritual. But check it out. I ain't Jeff, Jack your shit, volume 2. How you do? Salute to the gods and the goddesses.
How we do? IHF. You want the realness? You really want the realness? IHF. Sun Falcon. If the sun is born from the mom's womb and the sun was born from the womb of the universe, then that means the power that said let there be light had to be a woman's own. That's why she represents the throne, the realness. Black women are blessed with phenomenal strengths. Can't maintain when the sun's behind a correctional fence. Love made and not cry, hearing a 5 to 10 year sentence.
Mind control is with a vengeance. And if the sun rises and sets, then what about the earth's rotation? It's so easy to break that damnation. The earth rotates around the sun, not the other way round. IHF vice gripping up this underground. Married to Harriet Tubman, not Mary Jane. Wifey wants me free slave games, good for the brain. Mother goddess mind control like Manchurian.
In the future, we shoot you like Centurion. The fury's on like a light switch. Catch clips, call it Phoenix or Falcon's goddess a bitch. Mistakes made us steps backward, now you can't catch up. Beat you to your next step, IHF mascot. Ready to free the mental slave, let's start the rebellion.
Jumping out from the shadows into barracks, I'm shelling for lack of respect. You show you know I spit tight. You'll hang a couple devils, string them up before midnight. For the body parts you cut off of my people in the same position. All my African comrades lost and missing. For the legs you tied together to avoid the kicking.
For all the lies told, the all on the walls is written by the fingers of the gods. Frauds flipped it now with 100. All organized too busy drunk and getting blunted. Won't even nod when we meet eye to eye.
Why not? I don't give a fuck to see a next nigga die. The devil's job to redirect your energy. Favorite blunts, ash, cast, and alcohol seems like a great recipe. Then why don't you call your boy a dog and argue about pedigree? Middle finger to the vampires on all of their devilry. 5 rings stand for 5 coins. You searching for your lord. Escape a couple slaves following the drinking going.
To the north, far from warmth, my tongue is my sword. God said that we are, so you better call me God. I might be a miniature virgin, but still splurging. Isis is the Mary that they call the Virgin, and Jesus is Horus. If you don't believe me, go ask the fucking Catholic lodges. IHF,
Volume 2.
jack your shit.
Volume 2.
What up,
I know you're loving this already, and you ain't even started shit yet.
IHF, they come so dirty. Jack your shit. Jay, we done told y'all to come clean, yo. Yo, what up, Payday Records? Yo, you on the front wall, jump up and get bucked. If your friend's about to man, you could get bucked. Take the faggot president blocking his mouth and say reparations for pain, or your mind spray. Got the anti-Christ children duct taped to the bed, head cut face and missing fingers. Chinese torture. There's no pigs on my table for dinner. I'm the court torture. Open the door for the daughter. She brings life and hips like that's nice. Praises to the black price. Ghettos alive. Africans are black mice. I damage you on J-Rule. Clean like hair. Fuck getting signed, I'm on Hench for Life's label.
Yo, I remember when this track first came out. Remember back in them days, man? Gunshots would ring, and walls got slapped down. You know they got slapped down. We used to have clashes in the hallways all day. Beatboxing this track, drunk off E&J. Red tripping down memory lane, a hench lane, shotgun supers and triple X. Tag on my brain. Yo, when hench record label was still a dream. Around grave diggers time before that track cream. Aw shit, flip the county stiff like cardboard. Before backwards ever got a chance to touch my voice cord.
Real rough and rugged, shine like gold nugget fronts. They still wearing fronts to a cunt. They use fronts to ID slaves and bonds with horses. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, men wear ice crosses. In pink baseball hats with basketball team logo. NBA players slapping each other on their ass like homos.
We bun Tims and we bun Lolos. Got people slapping their foreheads saying they got a sick flow though. You know, better believe we be dropping some shit. Got radio stations saying not another IHF hit. Big brother zoom in close, see my middle fingers. Canadian Idol thinking that I'm just another singer.
Or just another $1 million deal sellout brother. Making children brush our shoulders. Pouring with lesbian lovers. Spreading lies that wildfires, leaving the truth uncovered. Unpaid, we raid stations with grenades in clusters.
Like Santa dropping from chimneys to firebomb platoons. IHF the infantry destined to save us from goons with taser guns. And state-of-the-art weaponry. Your crackers set us up so you to try to bring the death to me.
Stephen Coakley got me shooting, raising heat waves. They stepped it up more than a notch since the Greek days of Romans. Recording me before the booth for wallpaper. They even blowing up their own skyscrapers for proof.
And like poof, they're gone. With no proof, we're on. To your nigga hating crackers, if you want, respond. Trinity Wars, quarter compact to run out of ammo. Ready to outfit a movement to take a stand, bro.
Standing pyramids and obelisks, United Snakes. Senators and corporals are for the police state. Lying to people, got them thinking that you're fresh obsessed. Changing expiry dates on equal wings and chicken breasts.
Alright, that's it for that. Peace, Moors.
Islam to all. Islam to all. Everybody's under pressure right now. Everybody's under pressure. Everybody's under pressure. Very trying times.
Let's talk about something. I'm trying to understand these topics. I'm trying to understand what I'm seeing.
Right? Like, what do you do? They're just gonna stop stuff. What do you do? So there's complaining about how come this has to happen to our people. Let's see if it works.
Every other day, these cops are jumping out here, putting their hands on people, choking them, open-handedly, punching, smacking dudes, and I'm trying to understand what and how. It's like they got a green light to finally do what they always wanted to do, which is actually hurt niggas, right?
No, first of all, we are in complete sympathy with what you're going through. We empathize with what's going on with our people. It's messed up that highwayman, what people call police, could just violate the law. Because that's what they'll say, they violated the law. Right? They'll just violate the law, And I just had my 45th revolution. So we're cut from a different cloth from what's going on out here right now. Right? Saying that to say that in the 90s, we came into knowledge of self. We came into knowledge of self in the 90s at the studio. Give thanks to Brother Nia, because Brother Nia had the studio, and the studio had a library with Afrocentric books on it. In the 90s. And where are we at? Forget that Africa shit. This is Africa shit. What's that? The unity of what? Get this money, get this cars, get this whatever. Now, again, there's a frustration from our people. Why? Why are they doing this? How could they just do this to our people? They're supposed to be police and law enforcement, and they're supposed to serve and protect and all this. Now, when we say Noble Drew Ali, everybody just gives you a blank stare, or huh, or who's that, or in the 1920s, kill a nigger was rampant. In the 1920s, kill a nigger, the black guy over there, where you don't have a license from slave master, beat your ass. Oh, you wanna play around like you can have a European girlfriend and stuff like that? Oh yeah? String him up. 1920s. But like we say, around that same time, there were these people calling themselves Moorish Jews. And nothing's happening to them. And there's people who are living a
pretty good life. They got a store, they got a community, people got cars, houses, everybody's children's going to school, no problems. Until some Europeans say, oh, are you guys Negroes over there? Oh yeah? String them up. Bring in the plane, drop bombs on them. '20s. Now when we came into the consciousness in the 90s, we were about to go see skinheads, and whoever's racist, we're fighting and stuff like that. You're not getting away with say whatever. No matter who it was, even in the community, there was certain, there was a certain energy that certain things certain things just didn't pass. And in the 20s, calling yourself Negro didn't pass. Because why? That's what you got. You want to be Negro? Then you get lynchings. You want to be Negro? Then you get plantation. You want to be Negro? You don't want to have a nationality? Alright. Remember, this is 20s. If you want to be Negro, you drink from that fountain. We'll drink from this fountain. But then there's certain people who could go where the Europeans go. How come certain people could go where Europeans who are KKK and all that, more KKK than the people you see today? Emmett Till KKK. You're not waiting no for police, not waiting for the sheriff. They're putting a rope around you and you're going down to the river now to swim. That's how they dealt with our people. But there were certain people who didn't get touched by these people. They didn't have to parade around to, we got rights and you need to give us. There's none of that. But we want to stick to the point of why. Why could they just do this to our people? Because they want to be Negro. They want to be black. They want to be colored. That's why. There's a track record. 20s, Noble Drew Ali told you, fuck Negro, black, colored, and Ethiopian. You're not that shit there. Don't call yourself that. 20s. Why? Because when you do your research, you find out that they been lynching niggas. They didn't start lynching niggas yesterday. Niggas been getting killed for nothing. Why? Because they want to be Negro. Now keep in mind, just keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, this is Susan Iwanisziu. Debate her. Don't debate Moors. Go debate her. Blackamoor. In the 17th century, this term commonly designated African heritage. It was often shortened to Moor and later replaced by Negro. Replaced by Negro. Moor was replaced by Negro. Why? Why did they do that for? Why did they replace Moor with Negro? And then all the laws that you see that they use against our people were black acts and Negro acts, not Moor acts. And if there was a Moor act, it'll prove that these Moors are free. They don't need no nigger papers. So blackamoor comes from Moor, which was later replaced by Negro. It is not what we say. Akini van Yimbo. Don't debate Moors. Go talk to those people. There is no anthropological meaning to connect it with Africans, the word Negro, until the so-called Arabic danger turned the devil into an African. And as the devil became an African became the devil. The Spanish-Portuguese word Negro for the first time replaced the noble Moor in 1606. When they say slavery, whatever, 1616 or something like that. 1619? Oh, so they had to change the name from the people from Moor to Negro in order to push the Negro and the black acts. And they're still running those black acts on these people to this day, because their Negro leaders keep playing games with them, trying to tell them that over here is not Morocco, trying to tell them that slaves were only our people, trying to tell them every fiction that there is. Like we talked about already. Noble Drew Ali in the 20s had manufacturing companies. They had fisheries in Jersey. They weren't some dumb Negroes. And because they weren't Negroes, they were not under the jurisdiction of the colonizer. Because Plymouth Rock landed on us. We're not Negro. Once you say you're Negro, guess what applies? This is all that applies. If you're playing, you don't want a nationality games, you don't want to hear what the Moors are saying because that's some sovereign citizen or whatever, and all they do is get arrested and all that. That's what you think Moors are? Alright, then you keep getting your this. 100 years of lynchings. And we're not even going to start at the beginning. Noble Drew Ali said what? You're not Negro, black, colored, right? What does Seattle tell you? 1914. Colored woman hanged. Hanged to a telephone pole. What do you talk about? You think these people are doing something now to you? You ain't doing nothing now to you. You're getting away easy getting shot or whatever. They need to drag you down the street. A one-armed man threw a rope over the screaming woman's head, dragged her out of her cell. Dragged her out of her cell. Because she killed some Europeans. Negro youth mutilated. April 30th, 1914. Negro youth. Negro, what's that? That's black. What is Negro? Negro is used, they replaced Moors. with Negro. And then once you were Negro, now you fall under anything they want to do, and you can't do jack about it. Because you're claiming it. You're claiming it. They're not claiming it, you're claiming it. Why are you claiming it? Because you listen to your nigger leaders, who don't even tell you about Noble Drew Ali, who told you in the 1920s, this is 1914, he started his stuff in 1913. And he's telling you, you're not Negro, black, colored, and then this stuff is happening to people who are called Negro and black. Right? White men, right? Remember, this is after the Naturalization Act, where they know what white man is. They know white man is status, not skin complexion. So if they're claiming white and some other people are not claiming anything, then you're Negro by default. And that's how they've been running their game on us, because they have this track record right here of proof how to deal with Negroes. The How to Deal with Negroes book is right here. Hanged. Mob takes spared life. Let's read this one. Happened to this Negro. Let's see what happened to this Negro. Arlington, Texas, 1914. Governor Colquitt today commuted the sentence of Negro Jim Durfee, a convicted murderer, from death to life imprisonment. Local citizens, enraged at the action of the chief executive, formed in a mob, secured Durfee from the jailhouse, and strung him up until he died of suffocation. This is how they deal with Negroes. Nothing personal, but if you're a Negro, don't be mad. This is their track record of how they've been dealing with you, because you don't want to listen to Noble Drew Ali, who plainly said, you're not Negro, black, colored, you're Moors, in 1914. So you could not be going through this stuff right here that you're reading from 1914. That's still going on right now in 2020. And you're sitting there confused, like you don't know what's going on. How come you don't know what's going on? Why don't you know what's going on? Oh, you choose not to know what's going on because you're listening to these Negro, black, conscious, whatever leaders that are going to push everything to you, not even bring up nationality. They even know what's up. They ain't bringing up no nationality. They want to keep you Negro forever. You're going to be Negro forever to your own, because your own is who's creating this BS. It's your own. Negro burned alive, screaming, I didn't do it. This is what Negroes get. So don't complain today. Why are they doing that to our people and all that? Don't complain. They've been doing that to you because you're claiming to be Negro. This is the track record. Don't forget, this is not what we say. Go talk to Ralph. Ralph right there. Don't debate Moors. We're just letting you know that it's 100 years of lynchings, and all we're seeing in here is Negroes getting it. Ain't nobody else. I don't see them lynching Moors in here. Now let's see. Remember, 1865 is the so-called slavery's done, right? No people 400 years, 1600, 1800, 400 years. Who learned you how to count words? You learned it how to counted words? Stop the BS. Slavery is over 1865. You still complaining about some slavery, whatever, still? Just celebrating 400 years right now? You've been saying 400 years, 2,500 years ago, you're saying 400 years ago. Now they even gave them a track record back then to show you. This how we do the Negroes. This how Negroes get it. This is their statistics that they keep of what they do to the Negro. Because we know at this time, 1914, there were Moors that this was not happening to. This wasn't happening to Moors. Everywhere you look, Negro did it. Negro did it. Negro mother did it. Blacks lynched. Right? What Noble Drawley say? You're not what? Let me hear you say it. Noble Drawley said, well, you're not. You're not. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, all right. All right. Right before Noble Drawley's solar return. And I found out something very interesting that I didn't know. That Nas got married to Khalees on January 8th. That was quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Interesting numbers there. Oh, this is 100 years of lynchings. Ralph Ginsburg. And it's just articles upon articles upon articles about how these people violate Negroes since the 1800s. 1,500 people go watch the Negro burn in the public square. Watch the Negro burn. Negro. Remember, Negro replaced Moor. So they had to get rid of Moor in order to have jurisdiction over you to put you on the public square on the stake and burn you alive, screaming you didn't do it. Don't look at them, because like we said, there were people around that time that this was not happening to. Just like today. Probably telling them the same message. You know, you're not Negro, black, color, whatever. Hey, get that Negro right there. Put a string on him. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? What more do you want? Remember, this is not our stuff, huh? This is their stuff. Look at this. Look, just articles upon articles upon articles about mob hanging Negroes, Negro boy getting hanged, Negro brothers getting hanged, Negro this and that lynch. Like, Noble Drawley knew exactly what he was talking about. Right and exact. And again, they should prove to you that he's a prophet, because they still call you black today and they're still doing the same BS to you and you're crying. Don't cry. Correct your status. Stop being Negroes. Stop being black. Stop being colored. Stop listening to black leaders. Stop listening to entertainers. Stop listening to athletes. They already got their check. What you mean? They already got their check. You think people are called Lord and stuff like that because they don't know? Build a statue of a guy, you think they don't know what's up? Who the gods are? Not as Negroes, though. You don't know gods as no damn Negroes, I tell you that. Better put all that conscious crown, all that BS away. Because you tell me anything about some honors, you don't even have a nationality, and then you're mad that these people are doing the same thing they've been doing. Remember, we told you 100 years of lynchings. Go get the book so you could see for yourself how long they've been doing this to the Negro. This is not something new. They've been doing this to the Negro. They've been doing this. This is not something new. It's new to our people because we haven't woke up. We're still sheeple. We're still wandering souls. Mind's not even connected to the heart. There's a body out here passing by all the signals that are being sent to wake you up, so you can stop getting the 100 years of lynchings. You can stop getting organized. Because you can't be organized if you're stateless. You're wasting time. Why? Because Black Wall Street. What happened to them? Look what happened to them. Look what happened to Move Now. Because they're trying to do stuff as Negroes. It does not work. They would bomb your shit, shoot you in the street. You don't get it yet? 100 years of lynchings. This is not what we say. This is not what we say. We're trying to show you that this man's a prophet. How the hell are you talking about stuff in the 20s you're still complaining about today? Because you never follow this program, that you're not Negro, black, colored. You want to be Negro? Go right ahead. This is what they got for you. 100-year track record of just do whatever to you. And then you want to know why people aren't helping. How are they going to help? You're stateless. You're not claiming a state. You're claiming racism. You're not supposed to yell racism when somebody's beating your ass. Oh no, you just look this up online, it'll come up. There's not no secret vault book or anything like that. Like I said, we've been getting knowledge ourselves. Got any questions? Throw them in the chat.
Let's talk about something. I'm trying to understand these cops. I'm trying to understand what I'm seeing every other day with these cops jumping out here, open-handedly punching, smacking dudes, and I'm trying to understand how. It's like they got a green light to finally do what they always wanted to do, which is actually hurt niggas. Right? Physically. Now they don't have to hide. Now because of this social distancing thing, now you got a reason to run down and do everything that you said that you really wanted to do, but you couldn't do it before because now you got a reason to violate our rights. And it's like I'm like, it don't even make sense. Like you overzealous, you over aggressive, and you're underpaid. You even risking your own life in a pandemic to be all up on niggas, to be aggressively sweating and choking. And how does that even make sense? And you got your own family to go home to. You doing all that for $35,000, $36,000 a year? That don't even make sense. And then you doing it, and what don't even make sense is that most of all the action and activity that you causing right now in the city is not even crimes. So every time you lock somebody up, most of the time it doesn't even get prosecuted. Those is violations. How y'all doing all that really for nothing? And then you wind up getting sued. Then you wind up having a bigger issue because it don't even make sense. But you know why? It makes sense in your mind because y'all didn't already train and brainwash yourselves to believe that every time you come in contact with a black man, that your life is in danger.
Yeah,
you already brainwashed this.
Yeah, it is. Because the black man, you look it up in the dictionary, the black man is the devil. Who the hell wants the devil around? Who wants the devil around? Nobody wants lower self around. Nobody wants Satan around, chilling. But as soon as you put yourself there, now they have to grab their purse. Now you can't wear a hood going somewhere. But now everybody could wear a mask and it's cool. And there's no threat. Less racism now with everybody got a mask on. Which is really Islamic. And nobody really told us every knee's going to bow to Islam, and now everybody has stuff on their head because, you know what I mean? It's because of us, not because of them. We're claiming something that's allowing them to do what they can do. They're not just doing what they want to do, because they never do that to anybody else, because everybody else has a nationality. So they can't do that to anybody else. On top of that, those people are coming here and trying to help them build their stuff up. Skip past the emotionalism. Recognize they've been doing this to our people. This is nothing new. Because they know if there was a pandemic going on, they wouldn't be up on people like that. So obviously, that's not what's going on. Like we say all the time, if I go to the store and I gotta line up 6 feet ahead with people, but then walking around the store, I can pass people, something's going on. Come on. But it's sleep time. So, you know what I mean? People have been sleeping. You didn't just start sleeping right now because of some corona. People have been sleeping. Sleeping more now. But again, we know that there's little 1 or 2 trickles of people out there who they still have some common sense. And they wouldn't mind being free. They wouldn't mind exercising certain rights so that they're able to live free, regardless of where they're at. Because you have that right. But the issue is us giving them the power by claiming the names that they have jurisdiction over that give them power. Right? Law of the universe, cause and effect. For every action, there's a reaction. If you say I'm black, somebody's claiming I'm white. Don't get mad when they beat your ass, because now they have the white power, which is really the power in the Americas. As far as status, not complexion of somebody. It's a sinister, diabolical game. But we're in it. So stop complaining. Correct your status. So first of all, this stuff could stop happening to you. If you had a correct status, there wouldn't be an issue with them violating something, or why are they doing this and why are they whatever. And like he said, highwayman, that's just a job. Man, just trying to put some food on the table. There's probably, you know what I mean, a small percentage that are dicks, that are the ones that we have a problem with. But at this point, you really don't know, because you don't know who these people are. They could be some mercenary people they gave a uniform and said go out there and go pretend to be police. That's why they're acting all crazy right now, because they don't have any oaths to anything. What do they care? Nobody gonna court-martial them for something. They just got a job, and then they have certain powers with that job. And the abuse of their power comes from the people not having a status, giving them a reason. You not having a status is a reason for them to bother you. Because of, like I'm saying, look at everybody else who has a nationality. Right? I said it the other day. When you go to Chinatown, it's not a yellow town. And you go to Greek town, it's not white town. But you go to our place, black this, black that, African this. You're not even African. You're not Roman. Talking about. But all this is where our people are at. Because they fell for the game that they're the fiction. They fell for the game that they're the fiction. Now they're getting abused as the fiction, and they're complaining. You can't complain because you call it on yourself to the point where you're saying, even out your own mouth, I'm black people and all that. Us black people and all that. As soon as you go there, you're telling them Negro acts, black codes is what you could use against me. And they're going to use that against you. That's just what it is. Nothing personal. So, they might get the message, they might not. But the little sprinklings of people out there who are looking for some type of remedy, for real remedy, they're going to do some research, some studying. They're going to do some studying. That's like people talking about, yeah, the guys had the guns and they were by the guy's house and the police were there and they didn't do anything, and they were there with their guns and they didn't do anything. What do you want them to do? What are they gonna do? They doing something? They're standing there. What are they doing? They kicking in somebody's door, grabbing somebody by the hair, dragging out the street or anything like that? No, they're not doing none of that. They're standing there. What's the problem? There's nothing wrong with standing there with their arms. Well, they have them there and they can be there with their guns. So, we have to know the law. No, that's not what's going on there. Good try. You thought we're those temple guys that you see that go in the building and then pull the shades down and all that stuff. You don't know what's going on inside. They just go in and out with their little red hats. No, that's not what this is. Sorry. Good try though. We're not those ones. Right? It's not even supposed to even be on the level that it's at. The guys in the trucks are foreigners. Simple. The guy jogging, he was a Moor. Go to the treaty. Any European wound, injure a Moor and all that stuff. So what? Oh yeah, he's Negro, so that doesn't apply. We gotta go to the Negro Acts and play the little game. And then some guys stand there with guns and then that's cool. But nobody's not bringing attention to the guys who have guns that are policing their own community from the jackasses with guns who's robbing people and selling drugs and whatever. Nobody looking at those guys. Nobody's dealing with them. Not even bringing them up. But these lunatics out here who always show up after the fact with their guns, that's progress. Yeah. And then you go check, and then all of them got licenses that they got from the same guy who's putting them on the stuff on their neck and dragging them down the street. Why would he even have his thing if it... Well, we know. Our people are messed up. It's not their fault. We can just show you the way. We're letting you know. Noble Drew Ali showed us the way. We're letting you know that you can go the way that he presented. What way is that? That you're not Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian. You're Moors. Then you go from there with whatever you want to do. you're dismissing the Moors and dismissing nationality and it doesn't matter or whatever, then we don't want to hear any complaining when these people start doing whatever they're doing. If they violate me as a Moor, I'm good with that. At least when I look at the ticket or when I look at the whatever, I go to court, when I look at the paper that they got saying that they whatever, there's going to be something Moorish on there. Guaranteed. And that's from, track record. That's, once you start being yourself, that's how they deal with you. All right, fine, cool. You know what I mean? You could deal with me like that. You're not checking off black in the computer and all that stuff. You're put the free national name there in your computer. But nothing's going to come up. Exactly. Because I'm not in your jurisdiction for something to come up. So if I'm not in your jurisdiction because I have a nationality, just like the, Florida plates go into New York doesn't have jurisdiction. They can give them a ticket if they want, but they don't got jurisdiction. That's a different jurisdiction. Now, if you do something reckless, of course, they're going to assume jurisdiction in that case. So no, that is about correct your status. Stop listening to these fake leaders and these people telling you that it doesn't matter what you call yourself and all that. Because the more you say it doesn't matter what you call yourself, the more the lynchings will continue. And you see nothing yet. Drawley said the blood's going to flow to a horse's brow. You know how big a horse is? So keep playing around. And the worst is yet to come. Honors to all the Moors who got their stuff together, doing what they got to do for the salvation of themselves and the nation. Honors to all the mothers who give thanks for life. And if you got anything, you just put it in the DM or something like that. Peace and love to all the Moors. Islam.